All right, let's get this tier list started. I'm going to be basing all of my kind of opinions on, not just how I like the car, but how it races in competitive environment. Um, so I guess we'll just get started. So here we have the Supertruck. You know, I think it races decently well. It's kind of one of those cars that you don't see very often online because not a lot of people vote for it. And it's not too bad. It works really obviously works a lot better on dirt and stuff, and it's decently hard to control, I would say. Hard to get used to the braking and the kind of the turn in point of the turn. So with that, I'm gonna go with a C tier on that one. Um, Definitely there's potential for at least from my perspective to go up to a B or even an A just with practice. Next is the 50s GT car. Uh, what to say about this one? I'm gonna put in B tier. I think that I don't enjoy it that much, but it has decent racing competitively, so that's where I would put it, the B tier. 60 GP. This is probably S tier for me. I know not a lot of people like how it turns and just the handling of it, but I personally like it. I feel like it makes for really fun time trialing, as well as I think it makes for really great racing. Once the new physics update happens, I think it'll even be better. That's what I think. 80s GP. What to say about this one? I think, in my opinion, oops, I'm gonna put in B tier. With I think it has potential to go up to A and S depending on updates for me. When it just has not the grip that you would think it would have, especially when tire degradation goes down, and yeah, the racing's pretty good, I would say, competitively. I haven't done any competitive races in it. Oh yeah, one, but yeah, just the tire degradation on it's pretty meh. But I think with an update, hopefully there's an update. We'll see. Maybe they won't change it and it'll stay B tier for me, but whatever. Pacino. I'm going to put this one. It's kind of between an A and a B for me. I'm gonna go B, and here's my reason why. I think it makes for, it's okay. So it's pretty slow and uh, it's pretty fun to time trial because you have to be really precise um, with it to get any like sort of good time. And the racing's actually quite, I would say, fun. But the thing about it is, it's really stressful because, especially with the slipstream, it's so stressful because, first of all, you don't want to hit anybody because these are, at least with the current physics, pretty easy to spin out and stuff with it. Just knock people out of the way. So that's why I put in B. It's just kind of I could put an A for sure because the racing is fun and close. It's just very stressful. That's what I would say. Euro Truck, probably whatever. A pretty popular one. I would put this in B. I think it makes for it's definitely an adjustment compared to the other cars to drive. Time trialing is pretty fun. Just generally not my cup of tea. The racing can be really fun. At least it used to be fun until these POV differences we've been encountering recently. So I guess it could potentially be up to an A if we get rid of POV differences. But for right now, I put it in B tier. Decent racing, semi fun to drive. That's where I'd put it. Okay, so now to the modern GP. I'll put this in A tier. It's similar to the A's GP, and it doesn't have as much grip as you would think when tires go down. But it definitely has better tire degradation in my opinion than the 80s GP. So I put it in A. Racing, it's very tight. It has to be on certain tracks for sure for good racing. Things like Tilk Sport. What's another good one? It escapes my mind right now, but I would say pretty good racing. Don't think we've done this in any. I haven't done any competitive races, except for like fun cups and stuff. So that's what I put there. That could probably go down to a B, and then maybe with a grip update, it could be an S. We'll see. 50s or GT, modern GT, that's an S tier, 100%. Not only is it fun to drive, and you do have to be very precise because it does have a little bit more understeer compared to some other cars until, tires go down, of course. The racing is just absolutely amazing in it. I used to actually, until this league season, I actually did not like it. But then I practiced a lot and I started to enjoy it. Prototypes, S tier. Fun to drive. The only day, like I would put this lower than the 60s GP and modern GT, only because the tire degradation is probably really dumb. I think it's super dumb. But when you have no tire degradation on it, it's so fun to drive, and I think it makes for amazing racing. I always have amazing races with Kinjo specifically in these. And actually recently in the Rising Cup, I had a really good race with Minardi, which I did not win, of course, but just that's probably my favorite car. Favorite car is Prototype for sure. Next is Voss. This is S tier. I think it's just, I don't understand, but it's just like so good on tarmac. Any of the road courses, it's just so fun to drive. First of all, I think it makes for very tight and close racing, but with a lot more. It's faster than like the Pacino, so you can get out of a slipstream if you're like a certain amount better than the person behind you, kind of thing. Like there's still some skill gap, I think, in the Vost. And it's definitely probably my second or third favorite car for sure. Okay, to the Impact. It's either C or B. I'm gonna go with B. I think only because it's really fun on the oval. Other than that, it's a C tier. It's gonna be better than Loose Cannon on road courses, I think. But the only thing holding it up for me is doing it on oval. That's for sure. Feather. A tier. Fun to drive, really fun to drive. Really fun close racing. I think with a physics update, it'll stay at A, but be even more fun. And with Slipstream, it's just like kind of like the Pacino, where it's just an intense race, but it's more fun to drive, I would say, than the Pacino. Loose Cannon. It probably can be a C tier for me, but I would have to say that it's just not fun to drive, and the racing especially is trash. I don't even think if you enjoyed I don't know, the competitive racing in this is just trash. I know we did. I don't remember. I think it was a Fun Cup that we did one of these in, and it was just chaos, even with like top drivers. Because it's just, the thing about it is it's so hard, it's so heavy and hard to control. It's hard to avoid people and like close race. So I think it's trash tier. I know some people will, and I would agree that it's decently fun to time trial for sure. Like it's probably a B tier time trial, but the racing especially is just absolute trash. I do not ever want to race competitively with this car. And that's basically my tier list. Thanks for all watching, and link down in the description below will be Paladin's tier list, which gave, I think, me and a lot of other people the idea for doing this. So, and I'll also link this template that other people can do and screenshot. Really appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see you next time.